Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Unhuntables with myself and Grosey Coin Hunts.
Hello.
So this week we're doing 2p coins, aren't we?
That's right, 2p coins.
Yep, so down in the description you'll find all the dates that we're looking for, ideally in NIFC, but we'll take a territory or one of the low minted dates, things like that. And obviously the new red squirrel one, as and when it turns up into circulation, should it go into circulation, would again make for a fascinating find as well.
It would indeed. There's only one problem with 2p's. Do you know what that is?
There's too many dates to have to remember when you're going through them.
The problem with 2p's is, do you know what comes after the 2p's? Is the 5p's.
You can't complain about 5p's on weeks it's not 5p's. That's not right. But no, we just want to start off by saying we are looking at, we've booked an October mint trip, so for those that want to come along, the date is...
The 20th of October at 2 p.m.
Yeah, so we're not quite sure, because we're looking to go in November, but I think for the Christmas tours it's going to be a different coin. I don't think the Gruffalo is going to last from now until the end of the year. I think there will be a change, so I'm banking on that being the case. If it's not, then I guess extra Gruffalo strikes at the end of the year. But I think it's going to change because we were at the Royal Mint, was it last weekend?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it'll be the weekend before, because we are recording this on the Sunday, which is a bit before how we usually would. We normally record it the night before, so we're all up to date on stuff. So yeah, it'll be the weekend before last, when the video goes up.
Of September we were last there.
Yeah, and it was the RNLI 50p strike your own. I think that's going to be one to have, because it's only been that for 1 month. So I think it's going to be a relatively low minted one, depending on how many other people have turned up throughout that month to get it.
Yeah, no, there's definitely been strikes that have lasted for a lot longer, so
yeah
only a month.
Yeah, exactly. And again, the Gruffalo, I think if it's going to change, it'll probably change sometime in November. So again, we're looking at quite a short run on the Gruffalo one too, which would be interesting to see, because sometimes the strike your own mintages, they don't come out all that often, and when they do, they tend to lump in a couple of years worth of information. So it's always interesting to see where they all land, because we've only got to 2019 mintage figures for strike your owns, haven't we? Or have we got more than that now?
I'm sure we must have more.
Oh no, there is more, because I remember the 2020 ones, because it was surprising that there were more strike on the day Brexits than there were standard Brexit strikes.
Do they not do them on the sales figures? Yeah, they do them on the sales figures.
Oh, do they? Oh, maybe I'm misremembering.
We've got all of them.
I'm misremembering.
Give me any strike your own you like, and I can tell you.
Harry Potter.
2,569.
Oh, really? I didn't realise there was that many. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, the problem. Oh, I think the problem is my brain can only hold so much information. So I've obviously learned something new, and that's pushed it out. I've forgotten it. But so no. So we're going down in October to get the strike your own. If you want to come along and say hi, feel free to. It's always great meeting subscribers and having a bit of a chat at the Royal Mint, in the gift shop, or in the cafe, or during the tour, or in the exhibition. But no, it's been a bit of a busy time for new releases. The big one, I don't know how many people this impacts, is news of the 2025 sovereigns, which from what I can see in other places have somewhat split people's opinions on it. So there are to be two different sovereigns. There will be the George and the Dragon standard design, but there will also be a design celebrating the 200th anniversary of the Royal Arms, that sort of shield design that was on some early sovereigns. And again, they seem to be the hinting that it's going to be low minted as well, but I think it's going to be quite an interesting one. But the problem for me, at least, because it is a unique reverse on this sovereign, it makes me kind of want it, but I think the prices, especially because gold is quite expensive now, it's a fair old whack to spend, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, to be fair, sovereigns are nothing to do with me, really, or I have nothing to do with sovereigns. But yeah, no, if they've done have they done two releases like that before? I mean, obviously you had the unforeseen events,
yeah,
such as the Memorial ones,
well, there was 2015. There's the two different portraits, Jodie Clark's and Ian Rank Broadley's portraits.
Right.
Again, it's not my area of expertise, sovereigns. I've obviously picked up a fair bit of information now working at the Britannia Coin Company, but I am by no means a sovereign expert. But when there are these special one-off reverses, I find that quite tempting. I resisted last year because it was just the George and the Dragon design. But I guess my concern sometimes is these special designs, they tend to be worth more historically, but not when we've had quite as many unique sovereigns as we've had in recent times. Obviously the Platinum Jubilee, the Memorial, the Coronation, now this 200th anniversary of the Royal Arms. And it does seem to be a bit of, are we somewhat flooding the market here with lots of unique stuff? Is it going to lose some of its desirability? I'm not sure. So I don't think they're coming out till November. I think I read on the Royal Mint website. I don't know what the date is, or even if it is November, but I've got until there to persuade myself not to buy it. So fingers crossed.
I think the sovereigns will always hold their gold value though, anyway.
Yeah, but again, with the proof stuff, you're paying quite the margin over the gold price, so it would take some time for the gold, even with it skyrocketing as it is now, to catch up. If you're buying bullion, of course, it's much quicker for the gold to catch up, assuming gold keeps going up. But what was really eye-grabbing was they for the first time, the Royal Mint are producing silver sovereigns.
Really?
Would that tempt you? Would that tempt you?
That may tempt me. Are they on their website at the moment?
No, so I think there's just images and the sort of their press release of it. So it'll be a silver sovereign. I think it's going to be, again, it'll be 8 grams or just under 8 grams of 999 silver potentially, or 925. I can't recall exactly what it was, or if information's even on the Royal Mint website. But yeah, they're going to be fairly expensive. But then again, we pay a huge margin for our silver-proof 50p's when we buy them as well. So.
Yeah, for the first time in the sovereign's history, let's have a look. The Royal Mint will produce a silver sovereign. The new addition to the collection is the same diameter and weight to its gold counterpart.
Yeah, so
produced from 999.
Not to be confused with, I think some of these marketing companies have produced silver sovereigns for like Jersey or Gibraltar is one that springs to mind. So there are silver sovereigns, but not UK Royal Mint sovereigns. It's the first time they've done silver. Would you be tempted by a silver sovereign, Grosey?
Maybe,
Ooh.
but again, it just depends how expensive they are. If they're ridiculously more expensive than the price of silver,
I think it's going to be around the 70 quid mark, I think.
For what, 8 grams of silver?
Yeah.
And what's that to troy ounces? 8 grams to... No, I won't be buying them.
No.
So 8 grams.
Limited run though, limited run. I think it was someone said that it's going to be 50,000 of them, which doesn't sound very limited to me.
It's a quarter of an ounce. It's a quarter of an ounce for more than double the price. That's even worse value than the bloody 90, the 99 pounds 40th of an ounce gold.
Don't be mean about my 1/40th of an ounces. I love them. But no, it is interesting. I don't know whether they'll keep doing silver sovereigns, but I guess is it a way of trying to get people to start buying sovereigns by having a cheaper version of it?
I guess so. It's definitely more tempting as someone who doesn't buy gold. It's definitely more tempting than. It's the kind of thing that you'd buy one of to say, yeah, I've got a sovereign in my collection.
It's a silver one though.
Yeah. But then once you buy one, it then obviously.
Is that the
Who
game?
knows?
Is that the game plan though? Is that the game plan?
I guess I can't look at the value of silver entirely because people buy silver-proof 50p's, which is obviously way over the spot price of the silver.
Yeah.
It's probably about the same actually, the same value in terms of the silver-proof 50p's. So they're 8 grams as well, aren't they?
If you say so. But no, I'm desperately trying to persuade myself out of it, but I'm not sure I'll be successful. But
No, you'll buy them. They'll be on your next unboxing video, whenever that is. Mark my words.
We'll wait and see. Anyway, the other things, lots of things have come out in Royal Proclamation, which we'll whiz quickly through. So the James Bond, what I assume is the completer coin that's going to have all the different vehicles on it, which seems kind of an interesting one. I'm not quite sure how they'll do it, whether it will look in the same style that they'll all be shrunk down that sort of middle central barrel part of the design. But again, I think that could be quite nice. I did like the Bond series. I thought they were really pretty coins. Almost didn't buy them, and then thought, no, I quite like these designs, and bought them. The next Music Legend's been announced. Have you seen this yet, Grosey?
No, this is all news. The only one I've heard about is the 50p for... I've forgotten what it is now.
Okay.
Is it? I can't even remember what the...
Well, we will get to it. So, we have got who Grosey thought was the lead singer of the band Queen, Paul McCartney.
Oh really? Oh, see, that was what I was talking about though. I knew, you see.
He's not the lead singer of Queen, though, Grosey. We need to point
For a
out.
bit of context, on my live streams, Christopher started asking who's the lead singer of Queen was, and I joked and said, "Oh, I think it's Paul McCartney." So yeah, I was just referring to the Royal Proclamation before it came out, you see.
Sure you were. It is interesting, though, that it's Paul McCartney first rather than the Beatles, though, don't you think?
The only Paul McCartney song I know is that Christmas song, Simply Having a Wonderful Time.
But you are aware that Paul McCartney was in the Beatles, though, right? Your says it all for me.
Well, why don't we just cut that bit and pretend?
No. Okay. So to me, what it says to me is that there must be some sort of licensing issue with the Beatles. So they've chosen Paul McCartney as a standalone design, which is kind of interesting. I don't know whether we'll get other individual Beatles members. I don't know.
Honestly, that's news to me that he was in the Beatles.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I apologise to any viewers who have just smashed their computer screens or their TV screens.
There we go. Oh, goodness.
In frustration.
Yeah, you had myself doubting myself because I get Cliff Richard and Paul McCartney mixed up in my head, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I am right there. I don't think I've got that wrong. But again, Beatles,
that
Paul
is news to
McCartney
me.
is not my kind of music, not music I listen to, but totally understandable why he's been put as a music legend. I totally agree with that. Okay, some 50p's coming up, Grosey. We've got Ice Age Giants, which I think is sort of a continuation of the Dinosaurius series.
So you're going to have a mammoth.
Then we've got the mammoth.
Hang on, let's think. Is it going to be like the characters from Ice Age, the film?
No, Grosey.
Is there a sloth in there?
There's a bit of pop culture that Grosey does know. So you got the mammoth.
Just imagining the comments. The comments are going to be all over me for that music.
Yes.
Paul McCartney.
There is the woolly rhinoceros,
Oh.
and the third one is a giant deer.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I haven't looked into this yet. So what I liked about the first 3 sets of dinosaur coins, so the Mary Anning ones and the Dinosauria ones, were they were all fossils of dinosaurs discovered in the UK, but with the subsequent release which we had this year, the T-Rex, the Stegosaurus, and the what was the other one?
Was it the
Diplodocus? That was it. I know that the T-Rexes, there haven't been any T-Rexes discovered in the UK, so they're just sort of branching out into dinosaurs, which I'm not totally cool with. And again, I don't know if any of these 3 creatures have been discovered in the UK, or whether they are just now picking dinosaurs, or that sort of, again, they're not dinosaurs, but you know what I mean, they're sort of prehistorical. I don't even know they're prehistoric. I don't know why I'm digging myself a hole, but you know what I mean. Those kind of creatures, they're just picking them from a list and going and doing more of them. So more research required on that. There's also going to be a Mary Poppins 50p. Please tell me you know what Mary Poppins is, Grosey.
Who? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Chimney.
Yeah.
I know Mary Poppins.
And then one with 3 military medals, which would be stories of the Second World War. And then a couple of £2 coins. We've got George Orwell, the author. And then we also have the HMS Belfast £2 coin. There will finally be a £2 coin for the HMS Belfast, unlike the
That's
Navy
what I saw.
Centenary, which everyone calls the HMS Belfast, which it isn't. So yeah, so lots of exciting coins. I reckon that some of them must be for next year. I don't think this is a complete list of stuff that's all coming out before the end of this year. Potentially some of them, George Orwell, maybe the HMS Belfast, maybe the military medals 50p's are going to be coins for the annual coin set for 2025.
That makes sense, especially the military one, because obviously 1945.
Yeah.
Although, hang on, Mary Poppins was released on the 23rd of December 1964.
The anniversary is this year, so maybe not. Maybe that is another 50p for this year. But I guess we rambled on long enough for my half of this video, so we'll continue the conversation over on Groseys' channel, so do check the link down in the description, and we're going to have a look at what I found. Okay then, so in terms of our finds, 67, unbelievably, from the year 2000, which we're not really looking for in competition with Grosey. It's just that I keep them towards my world record attempt. We've got 4 shields from 2017, a lower minted circulating year, which is very, very nice. And then in the last bag, we pulled out a territory coin, one from Jersey here with a lovely design from 1990. So there we go. At least we found some things. But you'll have to go over to Grosey's video to see what he found, whether he found anything more exciting than I did. As usual, there are links in the description of this video across to my coin collecting Discord server if you'd like to come and join me on that, as well as links to my other social media channels, the PO Box address if you want to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel. That's the company I work for as my day job, so please check them out too. All it leaves me to I keep getting this bit wrong. All it leaves me to do now is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.